if I'm going to take the message, there's nobody. I think that's a good thing. But you know, say, I mean, not not like the crowd is small, less, yeah. So that's a good thing for me. But anyhow, so for today's topic, um, I'm going to talk about like kindness. Um, when we read the Bible, um, when Jesus was here, the disciples often asked Jesus the question like, who will go to heaven? Like they want to know the secret. The disciples, their questions were like very intriguing. Like they're trying to get the answer from Jesus. Like what answer in the sense they want to know the secret. Like how can I go to heaven, or uh, what should we do? Or they'll constantly nag Jesus with questions as you read the Bible. So as Jesus also gave them answers, and you know, uh, as we read in the Bible, like when we come to Luke chapter 15, verse 12, let's go to Luke. Uh, no, Luke 15, right? Luke 15, 12. Oh. No. I think I have mistakenly. I mean, I lost the verse. Okay. Okay. The verse talks about. Uh, huh? No. Just leave it. Yeah. So let's move to Matthew 25. Matthew chapter 25 verses. I'll tell you. See, as I said before, the disciples were constantly nagging Jesus Christ with questions. But whenever God talks about like the second coming and the end of the days, we can like observe a thing or two in His answers. For example, in this place, God talks about when God is here, when He is with the two sets of people. Like there is the sheep on one side and the goats on the other side. So let's see what He tells. Verses. Okay, let's read it. I'll read it for you from verse 37. Then the righteous will answer him, saying, okay, I think it's further up. Then 34, it's verse 34. You can follow me. Then the king will say to those on his right hand, come, you blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was hungry and you gave me food. I was thirsty and you gave me drink. I was a stranger and you took me in. I was naked and you clothed me. I was sick and you visited me. I was in prison and you came to me. Then the righteous will answer him, saying, Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and gave you drink? When did we see you a stranger and take you in, or naked and clothe you? Or when did we see you sick or in prison and come to you? And the king will answer and say to them, assuredly, I say to you, inasmuch as you did it to one of the least of these, my brethren, you did it to me. So when I often read these verses, God doesn't say welcome. I mean, come, you blessed of my Father, you who kept the commandments, you who kept the 10 commandments, come inside the heaven. He doesn't say that. He says that. See, all these things. We can say it in one word. It's kindness, right? So showing kindness, that is what gets you to heaven. See, that is what my understanding from this verse. So you want to get to heaven, of course you have to keep the commandments and of course, now to think about it, the 10 commandments is condensed into those that golden commandment, which is love thy neighbor as yourself. So if we do that, we will do all of these things. Like if we see someone, we'll have pity on them, or like we'll try to empathize with them, and we'll try to help them. So kindness, it is a thing that, I think in today's world, it's of course we can see it in Christian communities, but in the other things, for example, if we go in buses or trains, if there is older people who are standing, people don't get up and give them seats, or these small gestures of kindness is not seen in this world. But we as Christians, people who want to go to heaven, we should remember that in this scenario, Jesus says that the people who showed kindness were let into heaven. As you can see in the 41st verse, then he will also say to those on the left hand, depart from me, you cursed, into the everlasting fire prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was hungry, you gave me no food. I was thirsty, and you gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and you did not take me in. Naked, and you did not clothe me. Sick and in prison, and you did not visit me. So I'm not trying to say that you have to go to prison and see people, and you have to, some small gestures. Like for example, if a person comes to your home for delivering something, or delivering gas, or delivering food or something, a small kind gesture would be inviting them and make them rest a few minutes and give them water or something, and then asking them to go. It's a small kind gesture, but it will make a difference. Like he will feel good that day about, like, okay, at least one person cares, because they are treated like those people are treated not good eyes, in my observation. So that is one thing you can do. So remember that these verses are like this is the climax of the world. Like this is the place where people are going into heaven and people are going into hell, the pivotal climax of the world. So here you can see kindness is the key, or the ticket for you to go into heaven. It plays an important part, as you can see here. So but for me, a verse was constantly pricking me. For example, why I'm saying is that because I don't have a good relationship with my brother. Like we often sometimes fight, and we often sometimes it's not good between us. So people always come up to me and say this verse, like, if you don't love your brother, then how can you love your God? See, let's read that verse. It is in it's in 1 John 4:20. 1 John verse 24, chapter 4, verse 20. Yeah, so it is like, if you hate your brother, then how can you love God? But late I was constantly, it was in my mind, because okay, now I hate my brother. Right now I'm not in a good relationship with my brother. So does that mean I don't love God, or does that mean I don't get to heaven? But later I got a clarification from someone but that doesn't mean that I should not fight, that I should fight with my brother. Of course, I have to make good amends with my brother. But the verse's context is like, if you say I love God, let me make it clear. The brother means not your own brother. It is like someone that you don't know is also a brother for you. So if you show kindness to someone you don't know, so that is what this verse is talking about. So if you show kindness to someone that you don't know, it automatically transforms your character, that you will be able to love God more. So As long as show kindness to people who you don't know, and uh, that is actually that is appreciable, and uh, also try to make good amends with your siblings also. uh, yeah. Mm. So do you think that showing kindness is easy or hard? Is it hard or is it easy? What is your opinion? Like, you can say whatever it is. I mean, do you think, okay, I think kindness is hard. My opinion is kindness is hard. Showing kindness is not easy. So what do you think? Like, what do you think, Anna? It's hard. Situations, it's hard. What do you think? Showing kindness is easy or hard? Hard. Hard. Is it easy to show kindness or hard? You don't know. Okay, who says it is hard? Let's not waste time. Okay. Why do you think it is hard? Yeah, that was nice. See, I have a personal theory. I mean, it's not a personal theory. It is like some understanding that I got, from reading the Bible. See, Jesus says, the way to heaven is narrow. Narrow in the sense, it's so. It is narrow. God says many won't find it. But the way to destruction and hell is wide open. See, can you relate to it? So, showing kindness is hard. My opinion is also it is hard to show kindness. But see, that is the thing. If you want to get to heaven, the way is narrow. Sometimes you have to sacrifice your things in order to help others. Recently, I came across an incident where, there was a person who needs help. She really needs help, and there was a person who can help her. But by helping her, he will lose some of his time and things. But the rule is she should not be helped. She should not be helped. That is the rule. Because see, I can't say things explicitly. So, but that person, I observed, he went out of his way. Like, he sacrificed his time and everything to help her. And see, when I saw it, and I was like thinking, would I do it? No. See, I am selfish. Like, it is a shameful thing to say, but sometimes I'm selfish. Like, if something will bother me for my things, if I do this, I won't do it. But God is calling us to sacrifice our things in order to help them. Then only you can find the way to heaven. And also another interesting verse that I found is Luke chapter 6:35. This is more interesting than all the verses that I found. Luke chapter 6 verse 35. Yeah, one word caught my attention. Do help without expecting anything or expecting reward. That is actually really hard. God says your other hand should not know what while helping, your other hand should not know what your right hand or which hand is doing. So you should be very secretive of what the things that you do, like the good things, like helping others. And it's actually very hard. Human beings love to brag. Like, I myself, I'll surrender here. People love to brag, and I have myself bragged about things that we do. But these are all the things that we have to rectify, by reading the Word of God, and change in ourselves, to keep the things, what we do good as secret, and not to brag about it. Yeah. 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 Yeah, but that's a hard thing. But I know people are doing this as well. Like people doing good, but they don't. You know, they they keep shush about that. People, I know people who do good without expecting anything back. There are people like that, and there are people like me as well. So that's it. So I, see, the reason I took this topic is because I had a problem with showing kindness to people. Like I had a chance and I let go, and I didn't use that chance to show them kindness, and it was pricking me. So this is first. This is a lesson for me. So this week I should help someone else. Um, so I wanted to share this with you also. So there's a small video, like it's a thought-provoking video that I came across about kindness. So I thank God for this opportunity.